Thanks to the support as a channel member, Thomas Page. Well, after finishing last episode top of the league, I thought we'd be okay, but then we got absolutely battered by Enfield. Today, we play two teams we're likely to come up against again in the playoffs in Holyport and Flackwell Heath, knowing that 2 wins might even get us back into the title race. 2 defeats guarantees us playoffs, and also means we go into them knowing that we're not as good as the teams we're playing as. Basically, let's not lose them. Welcome to part 20 of Wembley to Wembley. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have 2 games for you in the league. As mentioned, Holyport and Flackwell Heath. I mentioned if we lose, we're guaranteed playoffs. We're absolutely not. I mean, we're probably going to get in the playoffs. But as you can see, we are 3 points behind Enfield now. And that represents the 3 goals they scored past us. Every other game we played, look at the rest of that run of form. We've been so very good. But Enfield just came to our place and destroyed us. They are much better than any other team we've come up against this season. So it's going to take some doing to displace them at the top of the league, but we can go level on points with them immediately in this game by heading to Holyport, beating them, and I mean, if we beat them like 6-0, we'll be top of the league, albeit with Enfield having a game in hand, and that applies a bit more pressure. So that would be nice. Where on earth is Holyport though? Agreed. I mean, if you'd have made me guess with a name like that, I'd have assumed Wales, but apparently not. Just the other side of Slough, near Maidenhead. If we zoom, I mean, the football club is right on the edge of Maidenhead, right on the edge of a field by the looks of it. If we have a look on, I mean, it literally is right on the edge of a field. What is this? This looks like some kind of, I mean, are they car tracks? Tractor tracks? What's gone on? What have they been doing on these fields? It looks like someone just goes on there. It's not even motorbikes. Someone's gone on there with like a 4x4 and just randomly rides it around. I mean, there's some very straight lines that would make you think tractors. But, I mean, tractors don't do that. That is bananas. That's the football club. Let's have a look to see if we can have a closer inspection. Can I get hold of my little man? Oh, we can't get very close at all. This is as close as we can get, right to the end of the road here, and that doesn't even get us in, I don't think. So we've got these houses. How on earth do you get in to where the football ground is? Do you have to come around the other side? I guess there's no way to reach this place by road. Can we just drop down there? Whoa! All right, I see you. Just making sure I've got my shot for Google Street View with my long pole with its red wire on. At least smile for the camera, but there is the football ground. I love this guy. Oh, what a hobby to have. I need to get myself a long pole and start filling in the gaps on Google Street View. There's the floodlights. We have a football pitch, everybody. What we also have is slightly fewer players than we had last time you were with me. We've sold Daniel O'Sullivan. He didn't want to be here anymore. He was really good when he came in last year, less so this year. So I say we sold him. We let him go on a free transfer. We had a couple of our loans recalled as well. So we lost, who did we lose? Elliot Champness has been recalled, and I think he's the only one, actually. So he's been recalled, which is a little bit of a shame because he was great, has gone back to Wroxham, and he's not great. Can we just sign him permanently? Did I just see that he was available? No. Can we just have him for free, please? Because that would be nice, because he was really good. So if we could get him back, that would be great. But we have signed another new defender, Bakayo Millard, who is an 18-year-old English centre-back, a very good one, albeit a little bit short. He's on loan from Concord, the plane, presumably. And this is the team for the game against Holyport. It's Carullo in goal, a back four of Chadder, Dracos, Duffy and Gray. Wilson at the base of the midfield. Martin and Goff ahead of him. Dom Pearce, sorry. That's the second time this year I've called him Dan. Dom Pearce behind Beattie and Bayliss up front. My assistant manager wants me to put Dylan back in goal, as if he doesn't remember what happened when Dylan was in goal before. I am very quickly losing patience with my own assistant manager because consistently, week on week, he does absolutely terrible recommendations for team selection. So there might be a vacancy. If anyone wants to apply, let me know down in the comment section. Goff, I mean, he's set himself up for a shot from range there, and it was a little bit more luck, and it just ducks down under the crossbar, and that would have been a spectacular way to open the scoring, but it was not to be, and it remains 0-0. I mean, the form we were in, Enfield aside, and we're going to call Enfield an anomaly, it just didn't go our way that day, and they were just excellent. But the rest of this calendar year, really, are we into February now? Is it February? Certainly late January, if not February. But for a long time now, we've been in excellent form. I would like to think we can win this game. Apparently, the Holy Po have other ideas. Oh no, it's been disallowed. The lines. How is that offside? It was a shot from range. Sometimes I don't understand the offside rules. But Gray picks it up on the right hand side of the fence, gives it to Duffy, and he lumps it forward, looking for the run of Beattie. We have been getting quite good at the Wembley hump lately. Give it to one of the centre backs, knock it over the top for either Beattie or Canerva to chase, and let them square it to Bayliss. It's quite effective. Bayliss has done really well there with his turn, and he had to do it on his own because no one was up there supporting him, and he's forced to save out the goalkeeper. That was excellent work from Bayliss, and now we do have a corner. It's going to be an in-swinger from Chadder, looking for the far post where Duthie was hanging out, but the goalkeeper has relatively comfortably come out and collected that, and lumps the ball clear himself, which we should deal with comfortably. We do. I don't really know why the highlight's still going on, but we are continuing. It's back with Gray again. This has been one of those weird highlights that ends with something. It's going to be a goal. It's going to be a red card. Something is going to happen. Otherwise, Football Manager has lost its mind, and there is no reason to be showing us all of this. Gray doesn't really get it clear, and there's the shot from range. It's off the crossbar. If that highlight ends there, I don't know why we had to see all that. That was very weird. And we got to see a little bit of alien action as well, right at the end. I've not seen the aliens for a little while. It's probably been a season or so since the aliens have turned up. Rayners Lane are losing, which is important when it comes to the I guess the title race that we're perhaps not even in anymore. But Rayners Lane were one of the 4 breakaway teams with us over the last couple of episodes. Flackwell Heath, of course, we play next. But if we can win and then have Rayners Lane lose today and then us beat Flackwell Heath, then it effectively becomes a 2-horse race between us and Enfield. We're eliminating the other 2. A 2-horse race doesn't really help when you're the second horse and only one gets promoted, because we still then get dragged back into those playoffs with these teams we're eliminating. But we've just got to do our bit, score our goals like we've just done there, win our football matches, and hope Enfield slip up. We don't have to play them again now. So that's the important thing. They can't batter us again. If someone else just has a lucky day against them and we're right behind them, then we've got a chance. I don't think we're the best team in the division, but could we be the luckiest? That would be nice, wouldn't it? 1-0 at half-time. I haven't seen how that updates the league table. It doesn't put us top of the league. We're level on points with Enfield. They have a game in hand. They also have better goal difference. So they hold all the cards at the moment. Goff playing it into Gray. Gray turns, goes past his man, as he so often does. Goff should have crossed, played it to Martin. This time he does cross. Pearce can't really do anything with it. And it's back with Gray again. We've played a lot better than the scoreline suggests today. We should be more than 1 goal ahead, I think. And I would very much like to grab a second one, because at some point, Holyport are a decent side. They're in 5th place in the league. They are going to get a chance, similar to what Rayners Lane have just had in their game. They're going to get a chance and they're probably going to score. So we need a second goal just to make it so it's not a big deal when that happens. It's just simple football, isn't it, really? Drakos doing very well. He's had a really good season. Bearing in mind, he's still only 17 years old. He is my starting centre-back and has been great this year. So he's been a real high point of this season. Dom Pearce playing it out to Chadder. Back to Pearce again. Pearce hasn't played a lot of football as the attacking midfielder this season. He's kind of been more often used a little bit deeper, but now O'Sullivan's gone and Young, who's been playing there, has picked up an injury. That's a lovely header from Sam Goff. Just sneaking it past the goalkeeper. Such a faint little touch, but it's exactly what we needed. to put us 2-0 up and hopefully put the game beyond doubt. But it is a lovely finish. Let's just look at it. Cross coming in. Such a good header. From an awkward angle as well. He's just squeezed it into the only place it could possibly have been squozen, between the goalkeeper and the post. And that's 2-0. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, Pearce is going to come off. Russ Eddy is going to come on and have a little run around in that position for us. And then we're also going to bring on Fernandez at the base of the midfield. And fingers crossed, we just see the game out nicely. If we can have a Russ Eddy spectacular moment, we always enjoy one of those. We haven't had one of those in a video for a little while, so it'd be quite fun to just have Russ Eddy demonstrate that he is still a chaotic genius who disappears for huge parts of matches, but then he'll just turn up and do something absurd and it'll be a goal. That's what we like about Russ Eddy, and that is, it's bread and butter. Cross from Gray for Bayliss to nod in. We've seen it a lot this season. It works. And Josh Gray is just such an important player for this team. So, I mean, it's a lovely first-time hit for the cross. It looked like he kicked that into the ground, but somehow it still managed to enter the penalty area at head height. So he must have given it some proper welly, but it's another very good header from Bayliss. And now Martin is going to come off for the final change, and we don't have anyone to come on for him. I guess we bring on Canerva and just drop everybody back a little bit. Russ Eddy has played a few times recently in this deep line playmaker role. It's not really his best position, but at 3-0 up, I think we can give him 10 minutes there and he's not going to do too much harm. He did play there from the start. Well, our central midfield against Enfield was Russ Eddy and Dom Pearce as the two central midfielders, and that might be where we lost the game. I lost a little bit of confidence in those two boys that day. But 3-0, that'll do nicely. If we can do the same against Flackwell Heath and hopefully see Enfield drop points, if we can end today top of the league again, that'd be super duper. Oh, our midfield is being absolutely decimated. We've now lost Sam Goff. He's been recalled because apparently we didn't play him enough. He started 12 games. How is that not playing him if that's another good player that we've lost? Also, the other guy whose name I can never remember, Champness, didn't think we had the financial muscle to be able to offer him what he wanted. He's on £20 a week at Wroxham. We could give him the £20 a week that he's currently on, but apparently he doesn't. My £20 isn't worth as much as their £20 apparently. So the midfield definitely starting to look a little bit makeshift, especially while Jay Young is out for another 3 to 7 weeks. We are pretty much playing almost every midfielder we've got at the club. I mean, Russ Eddy is going to sit on the bench, and I guess we've got Jay Hards as well. And back. You know what? We've still got a few midfielders. We had a lot of attacking midfielders before, didn't we? But it's Carollo in goal, a back four of Chadder, Duffy, Millard and Gray. Fernandez at the base of the midfield. Whittaker and Martin ahead of him. Pearce behind Beattie and Bayliss. A win here and we go one step closer to being top of the league. Millard as my latest new defender. We get to have a look at him today. Hopefully get some match fitness into him. He theoretically is the best of the bunch, but he obviously came in not match fit, having not played all season. But we've got to start playing him at some point. And today's the day. Let's give him a football match and hope that he's as good as he looks. Martin playing it forward to Beattie. Beattie from range. What a start. 24 seconds on the clock. And Beattie fires it in from the edge of the area. It's an assist for Sean Martin, who's playing in a much more attacking role than we've played him in a long, long time. Remember, he was one of several attacking midfielders that we had in the first season. Over the years, we've converted him into a defensive midfielder, but back playing in a more defensive, in a more attacking role today, and he gets himself the assist. Although, I mean, how much credit can you really give him for that goal going in? That was all Beattie. Lovely work from him. I haven't even looked at who Enfield are playing, but there is a very real chance that right now on the in-play league table, we're top of the league again, which would be lovely. Pearce from range now. Oh, we are in form. That is lovely from Dom Pearce. we're just going back to the kids. Rely on the youngsters. Forget all these loanies. They're being recalled, and everyone that leaves, we get a little bit stronger. We didn't need them in the first place. We should have relied on the kids all year. We should have relied on the kids from that match last day of the first season when we played all the kids and were brilliant. From that moment on, there should have been an age limit of 19 years old on a first team player. We'd be in tier 6 by now. I don't think that's mathematically possible during the time we've had available, but we'd have been so good they'd have given us a double promotion on one of the years. But 2-0 up after 5 minutes is a jolly good start. Enfield are losing. They were losing. They've just equalised away at Virginia Water. Virginia Water are down in mid-table, so that's a game that Enfield should definitely be looking at winning. In fact, they are now winning 2-1 to Enfield. That game has turned itself around very, very quickly. Of course, Flackwell Heath losing to us, so a little bit of a gap opening up behind us. Rayners Lane, who started the season as strong promotion favourites, drawing at home to Aylesbury, and are really starting to fall back in this push. I think really Rayners Lane are out of it as far as automatic promotion goes now. And if this ends today the way it is right now, it's also Enfield. But we need to find somebody who can stop Enfield, because they are just relentless and unstoppable. As we found when we played them, Enfield are just too good. Millard, there you go. That's what we brought him in for. Lovely defending from him. And it's a fairly tame effort from Flackwell Heath that ends up going over the crossbar. Check back in again on what's going on with Enfield. Where are they? I've lost them. How have I lost Enfield? They were away from home, right? I couldn't find them as any of the away teams are. Is that an own goal for Millard on his debut? I mean, it's you can't really blame him for it. There's not much he could have done about it. It's just a big deflection. It's kind of hit him as it's come through. Yeah, it's glanced his chest as it's gone through. Right, where at Enfield? Enfield are now 3-2 up. It is all going on between Virginia Water and Enfield. That could end 6-6. But we could really do with them dropping some points. And we could do with another goal. Similar to what I was saying in the last match, I'm never comfortable. At this level, I'm never comfortable one goal in the lead, because who knows what's going to happen. That is the weirdest 1-2 I've ever seen in professional football. There are question marks over Millard currently. But now Whitaker on the left, trying to play in Dom Pearce. Pearce has got in behind, squares it to Beattie. Oh, that's lovely. Dom Pearce is loving the freedom of playing a little bit more attacking. It's been disallowed. I think he's offside. Should have played him a little deeper. It's all on me. Still 2-1 then. Still 3-2 between Enfield and Virginia Water. I mean, there's still 12 matches to go after this one. It's tier 9. There's time for plenty of twists. And, you know, Enfield could lose several key players. There's no transfer windows. They're 4-2 up now. We might need to try and take some players off of them. Although we don't seem to have any financial pull, as we just found when we tried to bring our own player back. Goodness me. Right, Pearce. Good defensive work from him. And now Bayliss releases Beattie, who can't be offside because he was in his own half. He is clear. And if he can find the I mean, Pearce was open. Beattie just didn't quite have the pace. Corner. Okay, can we do another goal? I've got a horrible feeling Flackwell Heath are getting an equaliser in this one. But I'd really like them not to call Beattie getting into a 50-50 there. Came off worse. I don't think he's picked up an injury, but it did lead to the ball ending up at the wrong end of the pitch. And now it is Flackwell on the attack. Again, can we defend this, please? Millard this time does nod it down comfortably to Carullo. All he seems to know how to do is head. He's 5'10". He's on a 6.2 today as well. He's not having a very nice day. I think we're going to bring on Drakos just to shore things up a bit defensively. And then we're also going to take off Whitaker, bring on Russ Eddy. We've now got 3 homegrown boys in our 3 attacking midfield positions. So we're leaning very heavily on youth. Again, Drakos, of course, is one of our homegrown boys as well. So 4 Wembley youngsters all on the pitch at the same time. And Pearce, who was, I mean, at the start, we all thought he was the best of them. Is he the best of them? Who knows? Chadder looking to cross, finds Sean Martin, who's come out of midfield, but he can't keep his header down. And we are bombarding the goal now, but not able to get the breakthrough. We scored 2 goals inside the first 5 minutes, and now we've forgotten how to do a football. And Flackwell certainly in this second half, looking like the most likely to do another goal. Carollo comes out, collects comfortably. Take the sting out of it. Take your time. Take a booking. Waste some time. This is it. This is what I want. That's it. Waste some time and then lump it up the pitch, looking for Bayliss, who can't get there ahead of the defender, and it's going to come straight back at us now. Maybe lumping it isn't the way forward. Oh, no. Was that I think Drakos put him off there. I'm going to give credit to Drakos for some excellent defending. He's already on a 7. What a difference maker he is. He is just good, isn't he? We need to make sure no matter who we bring in on loan, Drakos plays alongside him because he's too good not to play. Right. We've got a lot of tired legs. I think we take off Martin and bring on Hards. We've got a lot of attacking midfield. I mean, all three of them would be much more comfortable playing at the point of the attacking midfield diamond. We're running out of central midfielders, really. We could probably do with bringing one in. I always am a little bit reluctant to do too much in the way of transfers at this time of the season, but it's the nature of football at this level. Dom Pearce has just scored an absurd goal. It's an own goal. It did seem bonkers. There was no way he was getting that in from that angle. Let's look at it from the other side because it was such a tight angle. I think what he's actually doing is playing that across goal, and it obviously takes the deflection. Yeah, it takes the slightest of deflections there, but it is enough. I mean, non-league football in real life, Pearce is definitely claiming that because you could dispute whether the deflection happened or not, but with the benefit of Football Manager, we know that wasn't going in until that took that deflection because we get a replay. Right, Hards plays it into Gray. Can we grab a fourth and just put a cherry on top? I think we've probably already done enough for today, but a fourth goal and we are home and dry. I haven't checked in on what Enfield are doing for ages. It could be anything. Anything could be going on in that game. There were so many goals going in early on. Oh, forget Enfield again for a minute because it's back down to a 1-goal advantage and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Enfield are 5-2 up now over Virginia Water. So they've done their job for today. Can we hold on and do ours and start to add a little bit of daylight between the top two and everybody behind us? That's what we're looking for. We just want one-on-one with Enfield and then just keep putting pressure on them and hope they slip up. But talking of pressure and slipping up, we've got a minute and a half left on the clock. We're having to defend. Gray does well to intercept though, and he's now looking for someone to give the ball to. There was no one on for him. I refuse to criticise Josh Gray because he's been our best player all year and he's done brilliantly again there, but can't do it all on his own and they're in. And who's that? Who's the number 7? Fernandez, our defensive midfielder, just sidestepped and let the man walk past him. And it's a 94th minute equaliser, which, I mean, this doesn't even get Flackwell Heath back in the automatic promotion hunt. It just guarantees, it just drags us into the playoffs with them. That's all that's happened here. Enfield are well clear, 5 points clear now at the top of the league, and then we're just part of the chasing pack. We've thrown that away at the end, and a huge question mark needs to be asked of Fernandez because that was rubbish. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.